before, or let me conclude with this. Perception controls behavior. Perception controls behavior. Okay? But here's an interesting point. I said there were probably over 200,000 different proteins that make up a human body. The proteins are the mechanism. Not all the proteins are always present. Sometimes a signal comes from the environment and I don't have the protein present in my cell right then at that moment. Can I make the protein? Yes. Where do I get the plans to make the protein? And the answer is the DNA. Now we bring the DNA in. Why? What's the function of the DNA? The DNA is the blueprint to make the proteins. And proteins wear out, and that's why I need the DNA. So when I wear out a protein, I can make replacement parts. The proteins are created from DNA blueprints. So how does the DNA work, though? Now again, we always thought the genes activate themselves. We always say, you've heard this, a cancer gene turned on. You've heard something like that, I'm sure. The reality is this: a cancer gene cannot turn itself on. This is a biochemical fact. Genes, this is a fact. Genes cannot self-activate. A gene cannot turn itself on. If you actually had a cancer gene and it really created cancer, when would you express that cancer? And the answer is, at the moment you were born, you would already have the cancer. Why? The gene would have created it. You cannot have a cancer gene in your body, then say at some point the cancer gene turned itself on. You can have an abnormal gene in your body, and then when you turn it on, it didn't turn on by itself. It was turned on by the environment or your perception of the environment. Cancer is a perception of trying to deal with a hostile or an environment that doesn't support you in some way or other, okay?